The BRICS nations Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa represent a formidable force in the global economy. They account for a significant portion of global GDP and population. Their influence continues to grow. However, the US dollar remains the dominant currency in international trade and finance. This dominance gives the United States significant leverage. It allows the US to influence global financial markets and impose sanctions. This situation has led to growing discontent among BRICS nations. They seek to reduce their reliance on the dollar. They aim to establish a more equitable global financial system. The recent tensions between the US and BRICS, particularly the threat of tariffs and the exploration of alternative currency arrangements, highlight this ongoing power struggle. The outcome of this struggle will have profound implications for the future of global trade and finance. In February 2025, former US President Donald Trump made a provocative statement. He declared the BRICS alliance dead. He threatened to impose a 100% tariff on goods from BRICS nations. This threat was in response to perceived attempts to undermine the US dollar's dominance. Trump's statement, while reflective of his confrontational approach, underscores a deeper anxiety. The US is witnessing the potential erosion of its economic hegemony. The threat of tariffs, a classic protectionist measure, is a blunt instrument. It could escalate tensions and harm global trade. More importantly, it reveals a sense of vulnerability. The US is no longer the unchallenged economic superpower it once was. The rise of BRICS, and their efforts to challenge the dollar's dominance, are clear signs of a shifting global order. Brazil, under its 2025 presidency of BRICS, has taken a pragmatic approach. It decided against creating a common BRICS currency. This decision recognizes the complexities and challenges of such an undertaking. The economic disparities among BRICS members, coupled with existing political rivalries, make a common currency a distant prospect. Instead of a symbolic currency union, Brazil is focused on practical alternatives. These include promoting local currency trading and exploring central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs. This approach acknowledges the immediate need to reduce reliance on the dollar. It also recognizes the potential of innovative financial technologies. Brazil's stance reflects a growing pragmatism among emerging economies. They seek workable solutions rather than symbolic victories in their quest for greater economic autonomy. The desire to move away from the US dollar is not new. De-dollarization efforts have been gaining momentum for over a decade. Key geopolitical events have accelerated this trend. The 2018 US withdrawal from the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, commonly known as the Iran nuclear deal, and the 2022 removal of Russian banks from the SWIFT payment system, highlighted the risks of relying on the dollar. These events demonstrated the willingness of the US to use its currency dominance as a political tool. This realization has pushed countries to seek alternatives. The Chinese renminbi, for instance, has steadily risen as a global reserve currency. While the dollar remains dominant, its share in global reserves has been declining. The current efforts by BRICS nations are part of this broader historical trend. They reflect a growing desire for a more multipolar and resilient global financial system. Section 5. The Challenge of Unity, BRICS and its Internal Dynamics. Despite their shared goal of reducing dollar dependence, BRICS nations face internal challenges. Significant economic disparities exist between members. China, with its massive economy, dwarfs the others. This disparity creates different priorities and concerns. Moreover, geopolitical rivalries, such as the long-standing tensions between India and China, add another layer of complexity. These internal dynamics pose a significant obstacle to deeper economic integration. A common currency, for instance, requires a high degree of trust and coordination. This is currently lacking within BRICS. The European Union's experience with the euro serves as a cautionary tale. Managing a single currency among diverse economies with varying fiscal policies is a complex challenge. BRICS, with its existing internal divisions, will need to address these challenges before any meaningful currency union can be considered. Section 6. Local currencies and the UPI system. A viable alternative? Given the challenges of a common currency, BRICS nations are exploring more immediate solutions. Local currency trading, where countries settle bilateral trade in their respective currencies, is gaining traction. This approach removes the need for a third-party currency like the dollar, reducing transaction costs and exchange rate risks. Brazil has been particularly vocal in advocating for local currency trading. Furthermore, it has expressed interest in adapting India's Unified Payments Interface or UPI system. The UPI is a mobile-based payment system that has gained immense popularity in India. It allows for seamless and instant transactions. The system's success has led to its adoption in 7 other countries, including the UAE. Scaling up such a system across BRICS could significantly reduce reliance on traditional dollar-based payment systems. Section 7 CBDCs, a digital path to de-dollarization. Another avenue being explored is the development of central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs. CBDCs are digital versions of a country's fiat currency, issued and backed by its central bank. They offer potential advantages over traditional payment systems, including faster transaction speeds, lower costs, and increased transparency. Several BRICS nations are actively researching and developing their own CBDCs. China, in particular, has made significant progress with its digital yuan. The potential for CBDCs to facilitate cross-border transactions could further reduce reliance on the US dollar. However, significant technical and regulatory challenges remain. Interoperability between different CBDC systems is crucial for their widespread adoption. Section 8. Implications for global trade and financial systems. The efforts by BRICS nations to reduce dollar dependence have significant implications for the global financial system. A shift away from the dollar could lead to a more fragmented financial landscape. This fragmentation could result in higher transaction costs and increased complexity in international trade. However, a multipolar financial system, where no single currency holds absolute dominance, could also be more resilient. It would reduce the ability of any one country to exert undue influence through economic sanctions or currency manipulation. Moreover, it could foster greater competition and innovation in financial services. The long-term impact on global trade and finance will depend on how these trends unfold and the policy choices made by major economies. Section 9 Conclusion. Towards a multipolar financial world. The current tensions between the US and BRICS, particularly surrounding the dominance of the US dollar, are indicative of a broader shift in the global economic order. The rise of emerging economies, coupled with their desire for greater economic sovereignty, is challenging the existing financial architecture. While a common BRICS currency faces significant hurdles, the group actively explores alternative means to reduce dollar dependence. Local currency trading, innovative payment systems like India's UPI, and the development of CBDCs are all part of this effort. The journey towards a more multipolar financial world will be complex and gradual. It will likely involve both cooperation and competition among major economies. The outcome of this process will have profound implications for global trade, financial stability, and the balance of economic power in the 21st century.